Me, Kevin, just did something that once again proves that he has zero integrity. And in today's video, I want to go ahead and talk about it. So let's just cut right to the chase. He's taking sponsorships again. And I know some of you guys who aren't too familiar with him or the story are probably thinking like, well, what's wrong with that? A lot of YouTubers take sponsorships. Even you, Echoes, you took a sponsorship about a month or so ago. And yeah, you're right. I get it. Sponsorships are a great way for YouTubers to get paid for all the hard work we put into here. And unfortunately, for many of us creators, ad revenue just doesn't pay enough for all of the hours and time and work that we put in. However, there's a very special case here happening with me, Kevin, because Kevin actually promised on numerous occasions during the whole FTX drama that he would never again, no longer take sponsorships. Well, 6 months later, it turns out he absolutely 100% lied about that. And I do want to make a video and call this out because, again, I keep telling you guys, and I think a lot of you guys are finally starting to come more to my side and see what I'm saying. You know, when I first started talking about this guy making videos, I was branded as a hater. Oh, I'm just jealous because he's richer than me, even though I'm doing fine myself, but whatever, you know, like it's just all this dumb stuff, right? But I think a lot of people are now starting to come to my side and see what I'm saying. I've told you guys about a year and a half ago now. I've been making videos on this guy for about a year and a half. It's been a while now. I've been told you guys. Back when I had 300 subscribers, I told you guys, this man has no integrity. He will do anything for money. He will sell you out. He doesn't care about his fans. He doesn't care about his followers. Many of these YouTubers really don't care about their fans or followers. And it's actually really sad to see, but he for sure doesn't. So, okay, let's get to the point, right? So we'll go back to this video right here. He made this video about 4 months ago. And the title is, I'm done. Extremely P word. You guys know how YouTube is. I can't say any bad words or they'll demonetize. So he says this, right? He says it's over, right? The simple clickbait stuff he always does. In this video, he talked about the fact that he heavily promoted FTX, which later turned out to be a scam. Him and Graham Stephan and all the creators, agency, finance creators were all under fire, under a lot of controversy. So he does what he does best. He's a very impulsive guy. He tends to make really dumb decisions without thinking. Like when he sold all the stocks in January 2022, he just did it. There was no thought into it. He just does it. He's very impulsive. Well, he did it again. And it's funny because if you guys remember, and if I could find the video, matter of fact, I will clip the video where I said it. Because I said this months ago that it's only a matter of time before he takes sponsorships again. I knew it was going to happen because he's got a $13 million plane he has to pay for. And sure enough, what happened? Well, he's taking sponsorships again. But let me go ahead and play you guys the video, what he said. So back in, let's see, what date is this? Back, it says 4 months ago. Back on November 24th of 2022, when he posted this video saying, I'm done, extremely, you know, P word, it's over. Here's what he said.
These are promises. These are announcements. And I don't expect to flip-flop. Number one, no more external sponsors. I'm done. No more of this shit you have to scroll through for 90 seconds. No more external sponsors. From now on, I'm done. No more. I don't care what company it is. Anyone who emails us, or even contracts we have right now, we are putting in our cancellation notice. I'm done. Here on YouTube, I exist to provide value. I love nothing more than waking up, digging.
Okay, so clearly he says this, right? He clearly says he's done taking sponsors. Then 4 seconds later, this happens.
Later. For now, let's get into it. Promotion, by the way, will be 20% off with Shortform by going to shortform.com/meetkevin, link down below. Steven Ford.
So he says that he's got the link down here. Check out Shortform at http blah 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 for 25% off. And again, I want to make it very clear, I don't have an issue with creators taking sponsorships. I do the same thing because, like I said, ad revenue doesn't pay enough. Like I just, you know, it sucks that I'm spending like 3, 4, 5 hours to make a video and I'm only making $5-6 per video. Like it's like I got to find other ways to make revenue in order for this to be sustainable for me. I get it. But the problem is we know that this guy has a net worth of like $20-25 million, whatever he says. He's got a $13 million plane. He has more than enough money. So he actually doesn't really need the sponsorships unless he needs it to pay for the plane, which is very possible. It's very possible that he's going back to this because he got to pay for that plane somehow, right? But here's where it gets even worse, folks. Because not only did this guy say on numerous occasions that he would no longer do sponsorships on his channel, this man brought his own kids into it. He used his own kids to try and paint this narrative and get views and make himself look like a good guy. Now, unfortunately, to the average person, because like I said, a lot of his followers are, what do we know about his followers? They're white males, they're young, and they're gullible. That is the majority of this guy's followers, all in that order. Matter of fact, I would argue that the same people that follow this guy are probably the same people that follow Andrew Tate. They kind of have the same followers. It's those young, impressionable young men who are very gullible, naive, don't know who they are, and are looking for guidance. You know what I mean? Don't have that father figure. Don't have that guidance. It's the same thing. So it's easy to fall into the trap. But here's where it gets so bad, right? This guy brought his own son into it. And that's what makes it so much worse, because you guys might not know what he's doing, but I do. He brings his son into it to bring that emotional connection to you all. So you all could really believe that, hey, after he saw how his son reacted to sponsorships, now he doesn't want to do sponsorships again. And that makes this situation 10 times worse. And I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Had he not brought his own son into it to bring that emotional connection in the video, I probably wouldn't even be making this video right now. But because he brings his own child into it, which is wrong on so many levels, I got to call it out, because now you've taken that next big major step into buffoonery, into just awfulness. When you bring your children into it just to renege, you can't bring your son into it and say, oh, my son. And by the way, he's getting called out in the comments for that too. I see some of the comments he deleted, but I still got some of the screenshots. But you can't bring your son into it, man, and say, oh, you know what? On behalf of my own son, since he doesn't like sponsorships, I'm not going to do it anymore. And then you do it again. So what about all that stuff you said about your son? It's crazy. So let's play the video of what he said about his own child regarding him no longer doing sponsorships. Here we go.
And we're 6 minutes into like a 20-minute video. I'm making a cup of coffee, and Jack goes, watching Lanky Box. All of a sudden, Lanky Box, or whichever one it was, says something to the effect of, and now for a quick message from our sponsor. Click! Jack switches the YouTube channel. And I'm like, Jack, you're not going to finish the video? I hate sponsors. And I'm like, but you could have just like hit the forward button a few times and like fast forward. No sponsors. I'm like, dude, you're 7. No sponsors. Like, okay. And so it made me reflect a little bit on like his jadedness, which made me reflect on my jadedness, which was...
So do you guys see what he's doing here? He's saying what happened with his son made him reflect on his own jadedness. Again, that's that emotional connection. This guy's good. He's really good at YouTube. He understands. He understands how to resonate with the audience. And if you understand how to resonate with your audience, you're going to do well on YouTube. This guy gets it. But the problem is he's very talented, but for whatever reason, I don't know why this guy just can't stop being a scumbag. I just don't get it, dude. And Kevin, when you see this, I want you to understand what you're doing is wrong. Okay? I don't even know what else to say anymore. I mean, you shouldn't have never said you weren't going to take sponsorships anyway, because most of us with common sense knew that you were going to do it anyway. But again, why do you bring your son into this, man? Why? It just makes it so much worse.
Do it yourself. If you want it done right, do it yourself. When I started my YouTube career about 9 months in, I launched a course. There was $0 to Millionaire Real Estate course. And really, really good. You know, it was my entire career of experience in real estate investing. And it still gets added to. But I always said that I prefer pitching my own products because I have control over them. If somebody says, hey, Kevin, I wish there were a lecture on this, I can add that. If somebody says, hey, Kevin, I don't like how you said this, or I don't understand this, I can fix it. I have control. It's my product. And so this is where the 3 big announcements are coming up. This is a bit of a fall on the sword, but I deserve to fall on this sword. Yeah, in part this has to do with the famed letters.
Okay, I think we get it. So, yeah, I I don't even know what you say anymore after this. I mean, this is what I kept trying to tell you guys. These YouTubers have no soul, have no integrity. They don't care about you. They just care about money. They make all these empty promises. And see, this is what he did. He wanted to get the heat off his back for the FTX thing, because one thing we know about this guy, he can't stand the backlash that he gets regarding certain situations. He really cares about how people feel about him. For crying out loud, back when I only had 300, 400, 500 subscribers, this guy was actually commenting on my videos. I remember that. I was like, holy cow, I can't believe this guy's commenting on my videos. And even funnier, when I exposed that this guy had a DUI, which, by the way, during that time, I had 2,000 subscribers, this guy was threatening to sue me. And I'll never forget, I went to my lawyer and I was like, you know, this guy's threatening to sue me. What do I do? And my lawyer was like, a guy with 1.6 million subscribers is threatening to sue a guy with 2,000 subscribers on a video that didn't even get 10,000 views? She just couldn't believe it. But it's like, now that I understand this guy a lot better, because I don't know, he's been on my channel a bunch of times and I've just been watching a lot more of his guy. I just understand him better. He really can't stand how people, when people say negative things about him, he can't stand it. It bothers him to his core. But the sad part is, he'll do everything in the world except for just stop being a piece of shit. Like, bro, why is it so hard to stop being a piece of freaking shit? Why is it so hard to stop being a scumbag? Why is it so hard to stop being a piece of garbage human being? You want people like me to stop talking about you? You want Chris Norland to leave you alone? You want Scott Schaefer to stop making videos on you? You want Strongman Personal Finance to stop making the videos? Stop being a piece of shit. Stop bringing your freaking children into the conversation and saying, oh, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do sponsorships anymore. My son looked at a video and said, I hate sponsorships, Dad, and that resonated with me. So no more sponsorships, guys. Then 6 months later, hey, everybody, click my link below. What a freaking scum. Stick to your word. I know it's 2023, and a lot of people don't live by the old code, but some of us do, actually. Some of us believe that when you say something, you got to stick by your word. And again, I'm not going super hard on the guy and saying that it's bad that he's taking sponsorships. I completely understand. I'm a YouTube creator too. I get it. I am always going to take sponsorships on this channel as long as my ad revenue continues to say $5, $6 a video. Okay, it just is what it is. But bro, you already said that you wasn't going to do it, which was dumb, and you put your child in it. That's what makes it so much worse. Because as crazy as it sounds, there's still a crap ton of people who trust this guy. And slowly but surely, you're breaking that trust each and every month by the little things you do. And you're justifying it by saying, oh, I'm a flip-flopper making a joke. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not cool. It's not funny. It's not cute. It never will be. Last thing I want to say is I did reach out to Meet Kevin because I want to be more fair. I'm honestly tired of making videos about the guy, but I had to make a video on this one. It is what it is. So I texted Meet Kevin. As usual, he gave me a BS answer, but I'll just go ahead and play you. He sent me a video message, and here is what he said.
Hey, so I've started taking sponsorships again, and some people are asking me, hey, I thought you said no more sponsors. Well, I lasted about 6 months, and then I flip-flopped because I told everybody on the channel, in a recessionary environment, you should do everything in your power to make sure that you build as much cash flow as possible so you can invest. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is, but that does mean I flip-flopped. So yeah, I did flip-flop on sponsors. I flip-flop a lot. However, this time around, my goal is to make sure I vet companies a lot better. So I'm using sponsors like life insurance, whom I've worked with for years, StreamYard, whom I've worked with for years. You can see all of the ones that I'm sponsoring right now by going to meetkevin.com. Scroll down to the bottom, past where you'll see my courses, my actively managed ETF, and of course the other sponsors I have. So I'll keep that list updated, and I'll do my best to vet this time. Hope this is helpful. Have a great, April.
So yeah, basically his reasoning for taking sponsorships again is because he said that going into a recession, you should do everything you can to increase your cash flow. And so he's increasing his cash flow. Translation, he's leaving a lot of money on the table that he no longer wants to leave on the table. And he wants to make as much money as he can, which, again, is still an awful answer. But let me know what you think in the comments regarding this situation. And thanks for watching. See you in the next one.